This episode is brought to you by Airbus, U.S. Space and Defense. Marine Corps Expeditionary Advanced Base operations require logistical support when and where Marines need it. The Airbus UH-72 Unmanned Logistics Connector provides proven performance and reliability alongside next-generation autonomous capability. As the Marine Corps revolutionizes warfare, the UH-72 Unmanned Logistics Connector evolves to support it. Visit AirbusUS.com to learn more. That's AirbusUS.com. We would like to thank Airbus U.S. Space and Defense for sponsoring this episode. Hey, Scuttlebutt listeners. I'm Vic. I'm here with Nancy.
Hi, everyone.
And I just can't, I'm like actually jittery. I'm so excited. We're here with Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps, Sergeant Major Ruiz.
All right.
Thank you so much for being here. This is amazing. I'm kind of at a loss for words here.
I know.
So
Thank you so much for joining us
Yeah.
here at Modern Day Marine 2024. We're so happy to have you here at our mobile podcast booth.
If you're not here, why are you not here?
Yeah. What's wrong?
Exactly.
Like you're in the wrong place.
Exactly.
You have my full authority, which I have none, secret, to leave work and come here and get to see all the great things that are being displayed on this floor. And really, for me, it's the people like behind this industry and driving industry towards what we need. And there's so and so. I served with this person. I served with that person.
It's
That's
like
amazing.
It is
the
really
greatest
great.
Marine Corps reunion that was ever held
It's just
is
a
Modern Day
gigantic
Marine.
reunion. Yeah, I've run into a few of my buddies that I hadn't seen since we were like lieutenants
That's
together.
right.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And you get to judge each other, which is great.
Yeah, like,
who's
look
got the
at you.
mustache,
But-
belly or not?
Yeah.
Like,
Look
who
at
can judge
devil.
you? Who
Yeah.
can judge you? You're the Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps.
It's
You win.
temporary. It's temporary.
You
Okay.
look so great. You can still run a 300 PFT with that gut. That's amazing.
It's the hair.
yeah. Speaking of modern day Marines, so I mean, we're just surrounded by industry partners. We're looking at all this emerging tech. Like it's no longer science fiction. We're now into like science application. And you just got done speaking with the 26th MU, and so people who are seeing a lot of this innovation being used in the real world, who are coming up against it, they're planning, they're employing. What are some of your thoughts as these Marines are coming home now?
The Marines of the 26th MU, and it just happened to be that I visited the 26th MU. I can have the same experience, I believe, to any MU that I visit, or any Marine on the other side of their PTP, of their workup, and now they're a couple of months into their deployment. It just warms my soul, my devil dog motivator soul, that we still make Marines like that.
Yeah.
And so when all the distractions of life and being in the States and having to deal with a duality of trying to be a Marine and trying to be a best, young person trying to find themselves or growing a family and on, all that is gone.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're laser focused on how to make your formation more lethal. And what I saw and what I know that I would see with any other MU, just happened to be the 26th MU, was human beings that look like, walk like, talk like United States Marines.
Yeah.
And
Awesome.
to know that we still make them like that, like, you spend so much time away from it, and you belong to the headquarters portion of the world now, and a lot of things get filtered. You wonder sometimes, okay, I need to go see Range 400. I need to go see a warfighting organization, and I got to see the 26th MU, and the conversation that I had with them, it was not, when are we coming home, on their 8th month, already extended a couple of months.
Right.
It's like they're just annoyed that they did not have the opportunity to show off their skill set. And this is coming from corporals and sergeants who are just, this was it.
They're hungry.
And they were hungry
Yeah.
to prove themselves that they're worth all of the sacrifices and hard work that it took. They just wanted to have the ability to show it. We're not warmongers, but when it comes, we want to kick the crap out of you. Right?
Yeah.
And that's
Nice.
fine. It's okay. We'll write songs about you after we
Sure.
kill everyone that needs to be smoked. And they will write a Marines hymn
we'll
about
sit in the
it.
assembly area
Yeah.
and debate all about all the geopolitical and everything. But once we're cross LD.
Yeah.
Just don't get in my way.
Just don't get in the way. Yeah. And so they got to use, you know, the platforms that are being purchased to break, to implement, to give back feedback as to this is not how you would use this. This is how I would use it. And it's just the faster we can do that, and it is happening, then the faster we can make changes to those things that we're investing heavily in. And they're in a lot of the industries here, right? From the lens of the human being business, that I brought it up at the quality of life panel. Modernizing and all things, platforms and things. Human beings are going to be behind this.
Right.
Whether it's fully autonomous, there's going to be a human being that's got to get some sleep, that's got to eat right, that's got to still have the mentality of a United States Marine behind the system.
Somebody's got to do the PCCs, PCIs, right?
That's right, sir.
Yeah.
And so if I happen to walk all around, is there a booth here that is modernizing the way Marines live, the way they eat? And I would say no, right? And so why is that? Are we only focused on platforms and things, and we're just gonna slowly creep and build barracks that were designed 10 years ago and now they're coming to fruition? Mm-hmm. Can't I get industry to build me a toaster that won't catch the barracks on fire so we can stop freaking out about cooking in the room?
Right.
Can they build me an air conditioning unit that I can put into their rooms that doesn't break down the grid? Right. You know, and it's environmentally safe, and all the things all the checks that must be hit at the end of that, being a Marine that gets a full night's rest, that feels safe, that has the proper food, and therefore can deliver when they touch these platforms and things.
That's imagine, so profound, because it's not the sexy stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Like, what are you gonna have? You're gonna display with a bunch of AC units and like new MREs or whatever. But at the same time, like, those are force multipliers.
That's right.
Those are foundational.
For sure.
Those are such great questions. Has nobody ever asked those questions before?
So I think we can build Marines, and I said this before, we can build in Taj Mahals to live in, but if the leadership is not right, it won't matter.
So
right.
True.
Right. They'll leave anyway. Yeah. Right. But if we build them the basics, clean, up to date, modern, temperature I can control. I have the ability to have a private space. I'm not sold on the idea that every Marine should be alone in their own spot, because that is part of our transformation.
100%.
It is part of how we grow our tribe and how our culture grows. Yeah.
And building the camaraderie that you all have, which is so unique to the Marine Corps.
You gotta know that Johnny's feet stink, and she's a snorer, and on and on.
Wait
all
a minute,
those
no,
things.
I'm not.
and all through that, you find your way to trust each other anyway.
Yep.
Because you live in a place that takes that you have seen the Marine Corps invest in you, and just maybe you'll invest back, right?
Yeah.
Marines will, if they see there's a vision, if they see there's movement, if they see that leadership is aware and moving that way, they'll stay.
Sure.
Because they want to be part of it.
Well, and also, too, pragmatically, life on ship is not such a culture shock.
Right.
Like, I've already had roommates. Mm-hmm. I already had Squad B. I've already lived with other people. It's not like I went from my dormitory. Now I'm living in a 3x6 or whatever with 3 other Marines stacked on top of me. Yeah.
And to take that a step further, we're talking about young Marines here who eventually may be family members or setting up their own families. You don't have a family alone. A family is a group of people who all live under one roof and need to work together as a team and need to all get along. So that kind of barracks living is good training for the future.
That's right. Mm-hmm. So what just happened here, and I'm rocked in my heels about it, because what happened here at Modern Day Marine, after I don't know how long this has been happening, for years and years, and it's always been this, to have the Lieutenant General who's in charge of all the PNR, Lieutenant General Adams, on the panel talking about how money is being moved around, how we are acquiring the data that we need to tell our story to Congress. So it's just not the Marine Corps spending its funding that he needs for platforms and things in order to win, that we can communicate to Congress with data that we're going to need your help in the future, right? That we will, in the next few years, invest at a cyclic clip to quickly modernize our infrastructure, but we're going to need help. And so what he's doing, and what General Maxwell, and then all things manpower with General Glenn, when you have the people who run the Marine Corps, right?
Yeah.
Deputy commandants for the commandant who said, go this way. And they have their people and orienting them that way. It's just exciting that that happens on this floor.
Yeah.
When you tend to think that we're only focused on that. The event that just happened just blew my mind.
Well,
Super excited.
it's also, it reinforces to our industry partners that this is where we're focused.
Yeah.
That it's not just going to be a blank check.
That's
Like,
right.
this is really cool, but you want how many billions of dollars for it? Like, yeah, I mean,
That's
let's
right.
talk
sir.
let's speak realistically.
And
about this.
come up with those solutions
Yeah,
to the
right.
problems
Yeah.
that you were talking about.
Yeah. So that mixed with the mixture of, it just won't be fancy booths. You'll see Marine Corps Total Fitness. You'll
Yep.
see
Yes.
an area
Yep.
right over here,
Yep.
right?
Our small business section.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you have continuing service. So you have a booth over there about leaving active duty and going to the reserve component, that direct affiliation program. And then you have the veterans that are here, teaching, coaching, mentoring, all those still in a uniform, right? American Legions, love them. BFW, love them. We'll always love them. But there's a post 9/11 generation that is doing things differently.
They sure are.
Right?
Really,
The Abates, the task, the Rubicons,
Yes.
Travis Manion Foundation,
the Healing Waters. Yeah.
Project Healing Waters.
Yep.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
and most of them are based on helping other people.
Community, get that
community,
yeah.
right? And what you already weird enough, right? You say weird things like "hoorah" and
You heard it
"kill,"
first here, folks.
and you get your Starbucks and here's your latte, and you say "kill" to the barista, right? Like that's weird. And so, how do we use our culture? How do we use our passion and that desire? It's almost like it's a biological thing for you to serve. You're still doing this, right?
Yeah.
Uniforms are long gone,
Yeah.
but there's still something that pulls you here. And so that's the same for, 99.99% of the Marines. And I've said it before, even the most saltiest, grumpiest Marine who despised the Marine Corps for most of their time, on November 10th,
They still
Yes,
get
they
dressed
do.
up on November 10th.
they're like, they put their all-weather coat on,
Yeah.
and they say they put happy birthday, put a glow belt around. They do silly,
Maybe their only haircut.
what
they had all
else,
year,
and they're in it,
Yeah.
right? Because it was a formidable time in their lives.
Absolutely. Well, and let's talk a little bit about that in your article, wonderful article in Leatherneck Magazine. Shameless plug.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the plug,
Yeah,
Nick.
yeah. You had mentioned leveraging the veteran community, and it's really, I think it seems almost intuitive, but it's once you hear it said out loud, you're like, oh yeah, no kidding.
Yes, sir.
And I think it's really insightful of you to recognize that there is a experience level that can be leveraged that is being lost as we're moving out of the long war. A lot of the post 9/11 veterans are getting out. They're going back into, like we talked, other communities. They're going back home. They're starting businesses. They're doing all these great things. What do the young Marines who are coming up through the ranks and maybe were born after 9/11 only know it as a date on the calendar? Where do they leverage that experience? So when you do Range 400 series, or you do go do ITX, or you are actually on deployment, what's this going to be like? And you look around, you go, I don't know, I think the battalion commander was a lieutenant at one point, but I only see him like once every so-and-so.
That's right.
Yeah, so I think it's super interesting. Yeah,
the veteran community can, there's thousands of veteran support organizations out there focused on what they are passionate about. Love it. Go faster. But there is a sense of, I want to be connected with you because this is what I'm going through right now as an institution, and I could use your help in turning the ship a little faster, and you can help me with that. I'm just one person, right? And the active duty component today who has the helm, who are at it today, they have their perspective that's cemented in time in their window, right? The veteran community can help me with opening up high schools, opening up community colleges, on bringing the value of the recruiter, bringing the value of why service is important to the community that may be jaded from what they see in the news, that there's a lack of propensity to serve. Really? Come see the school size at TBS. Come see who's coming to recruit training. They're still coming. This is still a place where hard things happen, and young men and women want to do hard things, right?
And want to serve.
And
Absolutely.
Yeah, and they choose us, right? So it's still happening. And so I have to guard for our culture to remain a warfighting culture, right? That doesn't mean that we don't have to pay attention to the investment on the person, right? You can do both. And I want you to do both. I want you to be the best, absolute lethal Marine that we can make, but I also want to invest in the promise and the vision that you had as a person when you went to go see the recruiter. That can't get lost. I don't want it to get lost. It's going to evolve, it's going to change, but your leadership needs to make sure that they're tracking that and that it goes both ways, right? And so, a couple of examples. The veteran community can help me teach this generation why discipline is so important. That we can do anything, we can pivot to anywhere from a place of discipline. That standards matter, and that we are slightly concerned about minimum standards. That we want to elevate and continue to grow and continue to be better. That Iwo Jima, awesome. That OIF and OEF kicked everyone's ass, but that was not the best days that the Marine Corps has had. That we have yet to see our best days.
Right.
And so we must evolve, right? We must get better. And that doesn't mean that I bring civilian standards into this institution. That we start changing because the generation that's, I'm using air quotes, that's new generation that's coming up demands that they don't want to shave, or they don't want hair buns, they want ponytails, right? I need the veteran community to help me communicate that we shave because when we're shaving, we're thinking about war fighting. That we're thinking about our day, that we're thinking about our details. As we clean the razor, as we're taking the strokes, we're thinking about our day in a uniform.
Yeah.
Right? It's a military mindset. It's a professionalism mindset. That when a woman is putting their hair on a bun, that they're thinking about war fighting. They're thinking of, if I just say, do whatever you want, just put your pajamas on, because that's what you think they are now.
Get the big feels.
Get the feels out. and I just let you wear and do what you want, because you're telling me that I don't need to do those things in order to be lethal. The veteran community will tell you very loudly, wrong. That you need to do all the little things, because that's what makes you better over time. It just adds.
Yeah.
They're the things you do that remind you that you're a Marine.
Well, and it's not a light switch either.
Right.
I can't just deploy into a combat zone and then flip a switch and now I'm squared away.
That's right.
You have to build that habitual thing where I'm preparing every day to be a professional.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so if I give you civilian standards, you're going to give me civilian outputs.
Yeah.
And that means you're going to get your ass kicked, right?
Yeah,
I don't know if I can curse. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You're going to get your ass
Yeah,
kicked.
This is
right?
adult show
We've
for
said worse.
Okay.
semi-adult running it. Yeah.
And so if you have military standards and Marine Corps, like above and beyond standards, the output will be that of a winning organization. Today's generation, I have no data for any what I'm about to say. It's going to get me in trouble at some point.
Don't quote him on this,
I'm
people.
okay with it. So
That's right.
But if you're coming into the Marine Corps today, you could care less that towers fell. You are not here.
Right. That's correct.
You know, you're
They
not.
were not
You're
alive
not.
yet.
Maybe not have been a thought yet.
Yeah,
Your
you're
parents
not
may have
coming
been
in.
together yet.
That's correct.
You're not coming in for love of country, service. Most, I'm sure, are, but there's a lot that are not, and they're coming in here to figure themselves out, right? To see, like, I want to do something hard. I've been doing this, life of high school or community college.
Right.
And my situation is that it's too comfortable for me. I need to do something hard. So they come here. And then they do the initial part of it. And then they start looking around. And then, man, okay. What's my leadership look like? How do they walk? How do they communicate? What is their legitimacy in their rank? Okay, so today's generation is demanding that you be legitimate in your rank.
Yeah, no, that's
So those who still lead from a place of fear, those who still use their chevrons or their shiny stuff to bully and intimidate and to just be a complete, you know what, to get a point across, you're almost out.
Yeah.
Like you've been voted
You've lost
out.
them.
They're
You've
not
lost them.
resonating with
They're
that
not
anymore.
resonating, right? So we need to adjust. And that means that if you're not sure about your skill set and you lead from a place of fear because you're not really sure what your job is or your role is or your community, what you should be doing, then I would recommend to you to dive in, right? Because that's a way for you to earn this generation's trust, right? But to the generation who's judging us, who's judging those Marines who may not be legitimate in their rank, and they're like, I can do your job better. Within a year and a half, you're going to be wearing corporal chevrons. And you will be judged on the legitimacy of your rank.
Yep.
So this is your prep time to learn, to fail, to get uncomfortable, to ask the questions, to find the knowledge. And that's why I use social media and others do, because this is a place where you can move faster in acquiring the skill sets that you need.
Yeah.
And
Because-
also meet those Marines where they are.
That's right.
Well, in future Marines, because sometimes, and what I think what you're getting at, Sergeant Major, is like by the time they hit the yellow footprints, it may already be too late.
That's right. Yeah.
Because they've been molded by so many other things.
That's right.
Just bombarded with information, misinformation, viewpoints, polarization, all of these things, right?
So it's a deal that we make, and it's a promise that we made. This is from my biggest of mentors. The Marine Corps is a bureaucracy. It's a frame. It's a place where standards are delivered and communicated. And but the national flag doesn't go up by itself at the headquarters building. The institution doesn't put the flag up. It's a human being, right? Every morning, remember? And we still do the weird things, right? We stop and we put it, and we like, awesome. I love that, right? Even little kids, they stop playing and they're like, stand still. It is a human being that raises that flag up the flagpole every morning and puts it down. It's not the institution. It is your peers that hold you accountable. It is not the institution that's holding you accountable. It is your peers. Can you elevate the standard, right?
Wow.
And so that is a deal, a promise that we made, that you must continue to get better every day on your own, with your peers pushing you, right? And the institution delivering, these are the standards, go that way, right? And then you make us better, right? But the generation that's coming up, your turn is coming up.
Yeah, it's
You're gonna
Get
have
ready.
some. You better get ready, right?
got a seat right here
don't
for
be quick
you.
to judge,
Yeah.
because you're gonna get wore out here soon enough.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, and so as we're talking about the stepping up, we're talking about you challenging yourself. It's not just the Marine, is it? It's the family members.
Yeah.
And modern day Marine, second year in a row, we're running the Spouse Summit.
Wow.
I think.
Yeah, my spouse is here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
She's on the panel,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, so what are some of your thoughts there? Like, we're talking quality of life, and it's obviously it's not just air conditioning units and better MREs. I mean, it's a holistic experience now, because we gave it a lot of lip service during the Long War, where you're like, well, we got to take care of the Marine spouses because, if the Marine is worrying about it while he's on a patrol, maybe he's not paying attention to potential IEDs. We gave that a lot of lip service, and there was still so much within our culture because it was constant deployments, that, I mean, really, if the Marine Corps wanted you to have a family, they would issue it to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're not there anymore,
No,
right?
we're not there anymore.
Yeah,
We're not there anymore.
and rightfully so.
That's right,
Yeah.
sir. But I'll two things. One is the way that we look at how we move Marines around the country, around the globe, and have families, how the conversation is so much deeper now. Why are we moving you? Because we're also starting to worry about continuity of the other spouse's career.
Yeah.
Yeah, battle handovers take time.
Right.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they work inside our installations, for example, like child development centers. And okay, I need to be able to move them from this CDC to the next CDC, make sure that that's done right, so we don't have gaps, and make sure that the income remains steady. We're looking at how we get you to Okinawa without you having to break the bank. Why can't we send 2 vehicles? Why do you need to sell your 1 vehicle, which you're upside down, and now you have to get a loan, and now you're even more debt before you even set 1 foot in Okinawa? Your credit cards are maxed out. You took out a loan for a vehicle, and you got to buy a vehicle to survive in the island to do all things family. So we're looking at all that, and that requires sometimes Congress to change a few things, and for us to push, and that's what we're doing. To the point about lip service, even today, we'll ask for a spouse to come, attend, command things,
Right.
and tell you that you thank you for being there. You're the most important person on this team, right? And they're not getting paid.
Right.
They're not receiving 1 cent for taking time off of work, for children having to be taken care of somewhere else, or all the plans that person to come for that 1 hour or that week. And we say, you're the most important person ever, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Here's your rose, right? And then what happens is, as a Marine, can I go home while my spouse does this? I'll work from home for those that can. Well, can't your wife take care of that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking as
What happened?
as a military spouse, I can attest to all of that being true.
That's how you. So we've learned that we are in a different environment where the dual income is needed to survive.
And
to pay the
sometimes
bills.
dual service.
Dual service.
That's
right.
You certainly can relate to that.
That's right. And so it's okay to say things out loud now. Maybe because I'm saying them out loud.
Yeah.
And it's so to bring light to it. And let's not. This isn't 1988 yet for those, and no disrespect to those. It's a different time. And those who were serving in 1988, and you know what the economy is today, inflation and all things that cost differently, you also would agree with me that times are different.
Very
and
different.
So we must look at the way we manage people and how we treat families differently.
Yeah.
Why? Yes, at the end of all of it is a better focused Marine because their family's taken care of. But 2, because if we're going to recruit the age groups that we say we want, which is the 18 to 25-year-old, that is the time when you're young and you're trying to find your other person, if that's you. And so if we are actively seeking to remain in the all-volunteer force, then we must adjust because that's when families are being made, and therefore we can't cry over that.
Sure, and it's obviously it's the most chaotic time for families because everyone's still in that sort of entry level pipeline, right? Like you're not at the executive level where I've got stock options and I'm working off of a 6-figure salary and all these things. Like I'm not comfortable yet, and now I'm adding.
You're adding more people to the payroll.
That's right. And then the Marines who are like in the reserve component, like my God, when you start entering into the age of a staff sergeant and you didn't have to stay because your obligation's over, but you continue to come, the non-obligor, because you feel a sense of duty to train the Marines that are coming up, and you stay. At that age group is when you're coming onto your own in your business life. Yeah. In your career, you're coming up to those points where family's getting bigger, career stuff is getting now it's evaluation, now it's time, you're making a move, and then we're pulling you and we're saying come and serve more, right? And it's not 1 week in a month BS. It's not 1 week in a month. It's constant work, Marine Corps work. So to communicate to them that we must do better for you. Like, is it enough? The 500, I think now it's 750, or I think it's even 1,000 to get Marines from one side of the country to the other because they still want to serve. So we'll pay for that airfare, right? I guarantee you, I don't know, it's probably well over half they're coming out of pocket to go serve.
Yeah.
to put a uniform on,
Yeah.
right? And then we're gonna not treat them right? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sergeant Major, this has been, honestly, I said it before, but you definitely reinforced it. But I could sit here and listen to you all day. But as the Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps, I know you. I so appreciate you being as generous with your time
Thank you,
as
sir.
you have been. This has been a wonderful, wonderful
Yes.
talk.
We appreciate you
Yeah.
stopping by and visiting with us.
Thank you for
And,
having me.
Very much appreciate your words of
God,
wisdom and your
yeah.
insight.
Yeah. I guess I'll just finish with this. Being a United States Marine has been the best thing that could have ever happened in my life, right? And 31 years almost of service, and I have my stories to tell, and I'm looking for an opportunity to tell the stories of those that came before me,
Yeah.
right? And I don't think I do a good enough job of that. And so if you're a veteran community who are passionate about something and you need me to get involved in that and I can help you in any way, I'm not looking to sleep until, another 3 years and 6 months. Like I will smoke myself to give you as much as I can of you. Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps is not in a palace and doing weird things. I am an enlisted person that likes to eat at the mess halls and likes to be around Marines and listen to what's going on so I can bring to the executive table the realities of what's happening today. On the other side of it, on the other side of that executive table are general officers who sacrifice just as much, right? And that they deserve the utmost of respect that they choose to stay when they definitely don't have to, right? And that they are fighting every day to do the best they can to balance out the books and get us to a position that we can kick everyone's ass. And then two, also take care of ourselves and our families. So to all of you, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for your time.
I truly I appreciate your genuine care and love for
I love
the
them.
Marines. You feel it. It's just like
I love
emanating.
Yeah.
It's so.
Yeah. So don't let me down. And don't be disgusting out there. And all the veterans, you have my permission. You see a Marine doing something dumb,
Lock 'em up.
you better straighten them out.
Yeah.
Or it's your
You
fault.
heard it here first. You heard it here first, folks. Thank you, Sergeant Major.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This episode is brought to you by the Marine Corps Association and Modern Day Marine. Attention, Scuttlebutt listeners. Prepare for an incredible experience at the Modern Day Marine Expo, happening April 30th to May 2nd at the Walter E. Washington Convention Center. Dive deep into military advancements and networking. Plus, the Objective One Wargaming Convention is back for its second year. Expect nothing short of awesomeness, so bring your A game. Don't miss out. Secure your spot now. Also, Nancy, William, and I will be on site recording episodes live from the showroom floor. Come by and say hi. Visit MarineMilitaryExpos.com for more details and to register. That's MarineMilitaryExpos.com. Hope to see you there. Scuttlebutt is a production of the Marine Corps Association. You have heard the voices and contributions from Major Vic Rubel, USMC retired, Nancy Lichman, William Trudy, and our guest. Ty Frazier is the editor, sound engineer, and technical producer. The Marine Corps Association is not an agency of the U.S. government. The opinions expressed in this episode are the personal views of the participants and do not reflect the official position of the United States Marine Corps, the Department of Defense, or the Marine Corps Association.